everyone to tonight's meet and greet with our two candidates here in the city of Deltona. I'm only going to be here for introductions, and then I want you guys to feel free to roam around the commission chambers. I can't say cabinet, it's not a plane. Bad jokes. So I'd like to go ahead and introduce some of the candidates. Where's Lord Whitcomb? Commissioner McCool, Commissioner Avila Vasquez. Are there not any other commissioners? What were you asking? You guys are supposed to come. We have our Volusia County Councilman here as well. David? All right, so just for respect to the candidates, so I'm Santiago Avila Jr., I'm the mayor of the city of Deltona, the beautiful city of Deltona, the one and only city of Deltona. I'll let each of the other ones introduce themselves, and then I'll let the interim city manager say something, and then we'll get started. But I'll start off with Commissioner Avila Vasquez.
Thank you, Mayor. So thank you everyone for being here today. I am Maritza Avila Vasquez, but we're not related. Just over at the dais. So I want to thank everyone for being here and to come out and greet some of our candidates, which were selected by our city managers committee. They did a great job. I want to give them an applause. They're throwing them on stage. And we, the elected officials, honored what they selected, and these are the ones here today. So thank you everyone for being here, and I'm going to pass it on to
me. You're not a commissioner.
State Rep David Santiago. I'm sorry. County Rep David Santiago.
My fan club here, so thanks for being here. I didn't expect to speak, but obviously I'm a resident of Deltona. Thanks for those coming out. And the committee, thank you for doing the work. Thank you for the candidates that are coming out to visit us. You may not know, but I can probably give, amongst maybe a few other people, some historical perspective of the city. I started here somewhere up there in 2003, so I've served in different capacities, but enough about me. You know, Deltona has a lot of potential. And we need some good leadership to help take us to the next level. It's going to take someone with a lot of guts and will and determination and education and patience to bring us to that next level. So I want to thank the residents that have come out. They obviously know that this is a very important crossroads for our city, and thank you. There's different perspectives in this room also, from different political ideology and just initiatives that they want to push. So I'm glad to see you all here. So thank you, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, for giving me a couple minutes. I live here. The success of our city is important to me, my kids, and my grandkids. So I wish you all the goodwill in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, very first of all, I would like to thank our residents for coming out. Number one, for being invested in how we build our future here in Deltona. There's no secret that Deltona has had and will continue to have, and is in the midst of having challenges. And I'm only going to call it that. I've heard other words used: dysfunction, chaos, whatever. No, we're in growing pains, and I firmly believe that we have the capacity to move forward in a really positive direction. One of the most positive directions is empowering this Citizens Selection Committee to bring forth who they think will determine how our city moves forward, because this is comprised of residents, and that was the most important thing to the commission, is for the residents to feel empowered and have a say how we move forward the city of Deltona. So although the commission will be making the final determination, the filtering, the sifting, the information gathering, the long nights have gone, and I would love to get a hand. If you were on the Citizens Committee, could you raise your hand, please, so that we can appreciate you. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. And for being demanding, and for demanding that your elected reps listen to you and push. We've had a great push, I would say, in the last 6 months, where we have more residents stepping up to the plate to become involved in the process. And as a body, we've really, really tried to respect that, to honor that and to abide by that. And I think that we are on target with that. So Doc, thank you for coming. I'm looking forward to our community getting to know you. Carmen, getting to know you also. I am really happy, I'm excited about the opportunities that the two of you present. I'm glad that you are here and not bowed to the social media mythology that surrounds our city, because we're so much deeper than that. And we have so much more diversity, and we also have so much more grace, and we have an amazing community. So anything that you read on social media, you know what I'm saying, please. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner, Mayor, Commissioner, and Commissioner Santiago. Thank you very much. I'm going to make this really short. I really appreciate the support I've had as interim city manager these last few months, and you don't know how much I've looked forward to tonight. You just don't know. I will be here to support the transition if and when the commission makes a choice of a candidate and they negotiate something and they come aboard. I'll be here to help. But I appreciate everybody's support, and with that, I'm going to be quiet and turn it back over to the mayor. Thank you.
Way to go. Okay, for my residents, I'm going to introduce both candidates, right? Each of you will have a chance to kind of talk a little bit about yourselves before you go and talk to our residents. A little advice to both of you: our residents, they know when someone's being real, so just be real. Seriously, it's better. We'll start with Ms. Carmen Davis. If you can please raise your hand so they can see who you are. Okay, so you can start coming up here. And after Ms. Davis, we'll have Mr. Daugherty. Did I say that right? Daugherty. Daugherty. Okay, I apologize. Raise your hand so they can see who you are. Yeah. There you go. Ms. Davis.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Villa, and also the commissioners. I am so pleased to be here. I thank you, residents of this wonderful city of Deltona, for being here tonight. It's a pleasure. Again, my name is Carmen Davis. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. Oh, awesome. We have some wonderful Detroiters in the house, huh? Born and raised, I graduated from Wayne State University with a bachelor's in urban planning. My master's is in business administration from also Wayne State University, which is in Detroit. I am married to Al Davis, happily for almost 30 years. We celebrate 30 years in May. We're very excited about that. He's a retired educator. He's worked as a high school teacher for over 15 to 16 years, and also worked from the junior college level math teacher. We've been married, like I said, 30 years with 5 children, ranging from the age of 18 to 26. So we are happy to get to the empty nester stage. So you may see a little smile on my face, but we enjoy them so much. As far as my career, I started my career with the City of Detroit as a city planner with the City Council and City Planning Commission. I've worked on a range of projects, residential, commercial, and industrial. Some of the major corporations I've worked with on developments is Marathon Oil Company and Chrysler Corporation. I've also worked on a number of community issues, and which started my love in working with the community. From there, I relocated to Mississippi and worked for the county of Hinds County as the county administrator for a little over 9 years, almost 10 years. At this moment, I am the longest tenured county administrator with Hinds County, and also the first female county administrator at the time. Thank you. So Hinds County is the largest county in Mississippi and home of the state capital, Jackson. Some of the major highlights that I can share about my tenure there in Hinds County is I developed a number of projects. I led a $40 million road and bridge project, and I also instrumental in renovating a county jail, multi-million-dollar renovation for our county jail there. And also, what I am most proud about is a $1.4 million economic investment by Continental Tire into that community, which was the largest economic development investment in the state of Mississippi at that time, which brings in about 2,500 jobs. So that was something that we were excited about. And from there, transitioning to a nonprofit called Jackson Medical Mall Foundation. It is a foundation that is focused on healthcare and healthcare disparities in the community, and also it ran an community economic arm to that facility. I was the chief operating officer, and I managed the operation of that facility from transportation to security, maintenance, and as well as major projects in our facility. That facility was a 900,000 square foot former mall, which was taken over to provide the healthcare services in that community. So that was a very exciting project. Then I transitioned and relocated to Florida. So I am coming here from Lake Worth Beach, Florida, which I was the city manager there for 2 years. And a few highlights from my tenure at Lake Worth Beach was that I helped lead a team to secure an over $40 million bond in order to refortify and strengthen our electric utility infrastructure, as well as capture a $23.4 million bond from the Department of Energy for our resiliency program for our utility infrastructure. So those are a few highlights. I thank you for having me here, and I certainly hope to be your next city manager.
Hey. Mr. Doc?
We spent the morning driving around. My name's Doc Doherty. We spent the morning driving around a little bit, Carmen, myself, and Phyllis, and Glenn. And at no point did we talk really personal about our backgrounds. So you might hear some repeats from my life to her life as I was standing there smiling. Currently, I'm outside the Detroit area. That's one thing we did say while we were in the car. But born and raised in Allentown, Pennsylvania, about 25 years. Met my wife on a blind date up there. On our blind date, we talked about having 5 babies, close in age. Didn't know you had 5 also. So we moved to South Florida, and that's where the babies all came from, all born down there. They're 18 to 25. You've got 18 to 26, didn't know that. So one of them right now is a Florida Gators grad. I got the socks on there for you, Brandy. I'm matching you. She's down in Melbourne as a software engineer. We have a second child, graduate Eastern Michigan, finished up when we got up there. She's worked with the Army now. She's an officer at the Lewis Air Force Base out in Seattle, but as an Army officer. And then we have 3 others that are West Point, currently at West Point, a freshman, a sophomore, and a senior. So they'll be officers also in the Army. All homeschooled by my wife, who at this point, we're at 31 years since we met on that blind date, 30 years married. This New Year's Eve, that was new information from Carmen also. So currently up in Michigan, everyone thinks I'm from another state. Everyone thought I was from Florida, or still think I'm from Florida and Michigan. Everyone in Florida thought I was from Georgia and so on. From Allentown, moved originally down to West Palm Beach area, where like I said, all the babies are born, 4 of them at Jupiter Hospital, 3 in the exact same room at Jupiter Hospital. Up to Notre Dame to obtain my MBA. I finally said one day to my wife, I became disillusioned with government. They're not strategic. I've had so many bosses over the years that say, hey, aren't you happy? You just have a job, right? No, I want to do something in my life. And I said, let's recalibrate my skills. I want to go to University of Notre Dame. And my wife looked at me and she said, they'll never accept you. I'm like, well, I'm going to take a shot at it. And a year later, there we are, babies in tow, up to Notre Dame. So we shared the importance for our kids to, as I said, she homeschooled through. She's a full teacher, certified teacher. Education's important. From there, moved down to Charlotte, actually working out of Walterboro, South Carolina area, and then over to Macon, Georgia. Spent 5 years there, went through a consolidated government, started with the city of Macon, transferred to Bibb County, and eventually we joined those 2 city and counties together to be one big Macon-Bibb County, kind of like Miami-Dade that you have down south. And then down to Hillsborough County, Tampa, with 1.3 million people. And I saw every one of them on the road. Every day I got on the highway, I saw 1.3 million cars, which is really foreign, in my opinion, on development. Development's great as long as the infrastructure is in place to handle that development that I saw there. But the objective was always to get into full city management. And even when I got to Hillsborough County, the first thing said to me was, well, take it easy for about 6 months, get to know people and shake hands, and I'm here to do stuff. The first day I told my wife, I don't think we're going to be here very long, if that's the impression you get of government, of doing the least you could possibly do. So I looked at some opportunities, and the city up in Michigan came around with a handwritten application. In 2017, a handwritten application. I remember walking around my house in Tampa saying, there's no way I can apply to a job they're that far behind. As my wife said, you like to make changes in places? Imagine what you could do with a handwritten application sitting. So I've had some great opportunities to make some great changes up there. Great mayor up there, a couple of mayors I've gone through now up there. Our council is great, working well together. But the objective was always from Michigan to work our way back down to where I spent half my career here in Florida. So although everyone in Michigan thinks I'm from Florida, and everyone in Florida right now thinks I'm from Michigan, I'm probably actually from Allentown, Pennsylvania, born and raised. So, but objective was to always come back, and I'm looking forward to talking to the commissioners tomorrow, going through a lot of my background and things I've done. And I appreciate the Citizens Committee for bringing my name into the mix and giving me an opportunity to come down here, as well as the mayor and commissioner. So looking forward to it, and we'll see what happens. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, residents, the candidates are all yours. Your wonderful mayor is going home with his family. I expect a full report from each and every one of you tomorrow morning or sometime at 3 in the morning. Enjoy. Please ask questions.